another week, another time. So we're going to be talking about a bunch of different things in this live stream, and hopefully you guys find it helpful. I'll do my best to answer as many questions as I can within the hour that you guys have. And we're going to just talk about some everything. I'm going to pop open a green tea, sit back and chill, be very casual, and we're going to relax. All right, good stuff there. So, a lot of stuff happened this week. I think one of the biggest things that I've noticed this week has been a massive decline across every YouTuber's analytics as far as viewership. Not that we're not actually getting views, more so as I don't know if there's a problem with the way YouTube's tallying them, receiving them, who knows. But it has caused a lot, and I mean a lot, of financial burden on everyday channels. So I think the biggest thing to point out is wherever you can support, however you can support, if you can do a little super chat for $1 even, that would help, because right now, I mean, even this channel, I lost over 56% of the channel's operation funds and revenue. Massive amounts of money that they're taking when I already did make a lot. So if you can imagine, you don't make a lot, YouTube takes 30%, and then they take 56% on top of that. You're not making anything. You're almost like, I mean, I'd hate to say it, but I get why a lot of creators are selling out, because if you've already sold out, it's easier because then you don't have to rely on ad revenue. Fortunately, we're crowd and self-funded, so I don't have to do that either. I can just talk to you guys like a person and be very real with you and say, hey, look, times are tough on the community, we're struggling, and they're fucking everybody over. And the only way we survive this is if we all band together and we work within our community to donate and to keep our community alive, because right now, I mean, I'm putting everything I've got into it, but at the same time, I mean, I definitely need help from everybody else. That's one of the main things that I've seen. But aside from that, liking the videos, sharing the videos, showing up and watching the videos, hitting the notification, making sure you attend the videos, that also helps too. Anytime you see projects, just be a part of the community. That also would help us too. So it's not all just monetary that would help us too. There's a lot of other things you guys could do. Right now, I want you guys to take the time to just think of your burning questions that you've had through the week. Things that like I haven't either seen, haven't gotten back to. All the questions, any questions that you have, make sure you come tonight with those questions, because I do ask a lot of questions, but then through the week I'll see like, oh, I was meaning to ask this in the live and I forgot. Sit for a couple of minutes if you have to. Think of what you want to ask, and I got your back. I'm going to enjoy some more green tea though while we wait. It's best when it's ice cold. Damn, is that shit good for no reason at all. All right, so I'm going to start with the live stream, answering some questions. First, give some salutations. What's up to Sergio? I appreciate everybody, by the way, that has donated already, and everybody who has been showing up and been very supportive through me being sick. I'm still on the tail end of that. Again, sinuses and stuff like that now, but the worst of it, I got over the hill of that. So I can get back to full operations doing what I was doing. So that did, unfortunately for my members, delay the HDR settings, I think by a day, really. I'm going to try to sit tonight and try to do what I can, if I can. Well, maybe not tonight, but I mean, if I don't get it done this weekend, then for sure I'll try to have them out by Monday. Again, they're basically done. I just have to be able to publish them and make the video and all that. Again, finishing touches and stuff like that too. But yeah, that's where we are with that. So finally, this annoying cold, I don't know if it's flu season in fall, but that's what the hell it felt like for me. Devastating cold. It was terrible, but finally I'm over the worst of it. So now let's see what we have for comments and questions, okay? Good evening. What products do you look forward to reviewing soon? I'm looking forward to reviewing the 65-inch variation of the Hisense U75 QG. I think that one's going to be really solid. As far as reviewing products, if I'm being completely honest and upfront, I honestly feel like I've already covered every product of noteworthiness. I think after this point, it's kind of pointless, you know? Yes, you have the Panasonic. Yes, you have the LG. I genuinely don't feel like I need to review those for only one specific reason, and that is there's just better out there. I mean, and I'm looking heavily at the S95F with its color reproduction and its brightness. I genuinely don't believe those things can be overpowered with better contrast and clarity. Contrast and clarity are great. Don't get me wrong. But you have to have the other components of it too. You have to be able to have the amazing color that you just feel like you're watching something next gen and absolutely amazing. And the Hisense U8QG did that for the 55-inch, but the black levels were terrible. So knowing that the 65 is a VA panel, that changes the game entirely. That thing is likely going to look like a damn OLED, and I need to get my settings in there to see what that looks like, because I've been on the prowl for the longest time for a living room TV, because my living room TV, if you guys don't know, took a shit. My Sony Bravia 8 or A8G, it took a shit on me. So now I'm sitting here with no fucking living room TV, and I'm like, this is lame. Like, this is actually lame. Now, I, being the guy I am, to save money, would just put one of the 55 inches out in the living room. That doesn't work in my household, okay? Everybody likes a bigger screen, and I'm the only guy that's okay with small, with tight compressed pixels, because I'm a nerd and I'm a geek, and I'm like, oh, but the pixel density. You try saying that to your family, they're not going to give a fuck. They're gonna be like, pixel density. All I know is we had a big TV out here, and now you're putting a small one. What the fuck, Dad? What are you doing? You know what I mean? So I have that obligation of finding a better one, and it really does seem like the Hisense U8QG is going to be that TV. I fairly certain, just off of what I know from already having the hands-on review with it. But again, I have to see. And again, it just depends. It just depends on what it does. You know. But yeah, that's really the only TV I'm genuinely looking forward to. It would be nice to see the LG G5 and put my settings into it and accommodate a lot of people asking for that, but the price is just too high right now. I mean, you're talking, come on, let's be real. You're talking, I got to come up with over what? After taxes, $2,400? And that's just for the TV. And then I've got to come up with the stand price, another $200 through LG, or buy some cheap ass VESA mount for what, 30, 40 bucks, which I don't trust. I wouldn't have that peace of mind. So I'm going to probably eat the $200 to get the LG actual stand that goes with the TV. And by the time I do that, shit, I'm in it. What, $2,600? It's like, where the hell is that coming from? I mean, like, YouTube doesn't pay me that at all. Like, at all. Okay? I mean, I posted my ad rev for a lot of the members so they could see what it is. It's not what people think it is. We ain't making money like that over here. We just are not. And I think that's the other thing that, like, I think a lot of people don't realize. They put in all these wish list requests, like, oh, I want this expensive TV and that expensive TV, because they're used to guys with infinite budgets that are multimillionaires. I'm not Caleb. I'm not fucking, Artings. I'm not the people who have multi millions of dollars because they break bread with corporations. I'm not the Vincent T.O.'s of the world, right? Where you receive VIP treatment from LG to get flown out to Brussels and everywhere because they just love you and your journalism, and they're going to pay you to whatever they do. I'll let you fill in the blank. For me, I'm an independent guy. I do everything in-house, and everything is very honest, very candid, very real world. Me and my everyday driver, this motherfucker right here. I talk about this camera all the time. My Sony A7 IV. I literally do shoot with a Sony, by the way, for people that say like, oh, you're just a Sony hater. No, my shit is mad expensive. Okay, it is. So for people like, oh, you just hate Sony and you're not trying to invest in the brand or anything, I thousands of dollars in Sony. So that's one thing I'd say, just as a side note. But the point being is, like, when you talk about expensive products in general and just throwing thousands of dollars at TVs every single year, it's not sustainable. The average person couldn't do it. I couldn't do it either, right? Because the money has to come from somewhere. And if we don't have more donations than we have expenses, we have a problem. And with YouTube cutting over 56% of my ad revenue, there's literally no fucking way. There's no fucking way. I can't review every TV that you point at. I can review a good amount of TVs, right? But I have to sell those at a loss, or I have to keep walls of TVs. That's where I'm at right now. I mean, I took a total loss on the Sony Bravia 8 Mark II just for the sole purpose of showing you guys next year, as new TVs come out, what the Sony Bravia 8 Mark II is not doing. And even though it receives badges and honors, I'm trying to really get you guys into the thinking of everything you see from the people you respect is not always accurate. I mean, you just have to take that at face value. A lot of people struggle with this. It's really hard to tell people that their heroes aren't heroes at all, that they're actually kind of villainous. And when you tell people that, they're like, oh, you're just mad because you don't have the attention. You're mad because you don't have the views. You're mad because you don't have the money. Like, no, my G. I'm mad because I watch people who actually deserve it get like no views really and struggle. I mean, actual people who put the time in to making really, I think, good content. Like people like the display guy. I think he's got good content. I don't agree with everything he says, but I think his content compared to somebody like Stop the FOMO is S rank. You can't compare the two. But FOMO gets more of the views. Why? He's less knowledgeable than the display guy. These are things I feel when I watch YouTubers. Just my personal opinion. And as I watch these YouTubers, I'm like, I don't understand. I look at, everything PS5. I think he's very knowledgeable. I don't know why he doesn't have more views and more of a platform. It doesn't make sense. And then I watch guys, okay, slight rant, bear with me here. I watch guys that people respect, and I don't know why they respect them. Because, like, okay, would you trust a car mechanic that says, I have all these years of experience, I know my shit, I'm professional, I've got it together. And then when you ask them basic requirements of the job, like fix my car, they go, yeah, I could do an oil change and I could rotate your tires. And you don't really know how to fix my car. It's the same thing in the TV world. When I show up and I say, okay, I'm a professional, I'm an expert, I know how to optimize TVs. And I expect that from every so-called calibrator, like the Vincent Teals of the world. You stand on this pedestal, 600,000 people follow you. Make a picture setting that somebody actually wants to look at. Do it. Never has happened. Not once. Sidesteps. It says the dumbest shit when he actually does give general settings, as they all do. I got a request today. I'll fulfill it. I don't see the point, but I will fulfill it, just in case you're out there and you're wondering if I'm going to answer you. Yes, I will fulfill your request to compare Classy's settings, Classy's calibrations for the S95F to my work. It's going to be a fucking slaughter. I don't even know why I would even be remotely mentioned in the same breath. We aren't doing the same thing. See, I'm an optimizer, okay? I take calibrations, I do the reference accurate calibrations, but then I optimize the picture. So what I'm doing is not accurate. It's not correct. If no one told you, I'm not correct in my methodology for reference. I'm not calibrating to a 35-year-old reference. You bought a TV from 2025. Why the fuck would I do that to you? I have to be the dumbest motherfucker on earth to look at you in your face as a grown-ass man or woman who works hard for your money and say, I'm going to make your TV look 35 years old, and you're going to love it because I'm an expert. Are you fucking dumb? Are you good? Are you touching the drugs? That's what I would ask. Because how could you genuinely know technology has changed over the course of 35 years? Think about everything we saw in the last 35 years of technology and apply a reference standard, basically taking a paintbrush and slapping that color on everything for the last 35 years. Like, your shit don't stink. Usually when you put paint on something, you gotta sand it down first, you gotta prime it, and then you gotta paint it again. And these motherfuckers are just like, nah, it ain't broke, don't fix it. Landlord special on everything. The fuck? And so I come in different, with more respect, because I'm an everyday working person. I don't know about you guys. I've been broke before. I've been poor before. I've been homeless before. I've been sleeping in my car before. I've been struggling, okay? Shit, y'all saw last year. I got fucking cleaned the fuck out by some raggedy ass bitch, okay? And I still come back because I'm a hard worker. And I know there are other hard workers watching this video right now. If you're that person that has life handed to you, I'm sorry. I'm not the creator for you. You're not going to resonate with me because I'm about hard work. I'm about putting in what you need to get it out. You know what I mean? I see people doing the bare minimum, and I'm calling it. And the reason I'm calling it is because I know for a fact calibrations and optimizations are two totally different worlds of things. You can always do something to a cookie cutter standard that everybody says, do it. That's the equivalent of, well, all my friends are doing it. Why can't I? That logic is idiot logic. Who cares what your friends are doing? Do what you know will give you the most. And that's why I come in and I move with the grace that I moved for you to say, look, like, I hear you. I get you. They have a lot of subscribers. They got a lot of views. They got a lot of companies telling them they're the shit. But when somebody is always kissing your ass and putting you on a pedestal, you don't have this time to do two things. Self-reflect and take accountability. These people have no accountability for the fact that they could actually be wrong about their approach to modern picture quality. And they sit there and instead of looking at the one guy that says it, they sit there and everybody in those communities vilified and like, well, you're the only one saying that. What am I saying specifically? Let's break it down. New TVs from 2025 and onward need new methodology. You don't just slap 35-year-old reference standards over it and say, I'm the professional and this is the way it works. No, because color changed. We went from 8-bit color depth, which only had 16 million colors, to 1 billion shades of color. That's a massive leap. 16 million to 1 billion shades of color. That needs a whole new standard. Because guess what? Whether you're an SDR or HDR, you can still obtain the level of saturation, pop, and intensity in SDR as you could in HDR. And they want you to believe that you can. And that's where I come in. I show you that it's possible. Like that video I just did against Arting settings. So many people, myself included, when I first started off, I was like, oh shit, Artings, they're professional calibrators. They know their shit. They're experts. Let me look into their settings. Let me see what they got. And I was always like, what the fuck is this shit? It's washed out. What the fuck? I could do better than this. What the fuck is this? And that was before I had any experience. And now magically, everybody is an expert. Everybody wants to critique the only guy in the room that offers the service that gives you for $5 everything I do. But name my equal. Name a guy that does what I do optimize-wise, helps you get the best out of the picture quality for $5. They're all charging $500 and upwards, thousands of dollars for the washed out shit you saw on artings.com. Can't make it up. It's greed. And that's why I'm like, dude, it was the same thing when I was in the photography business. I saw guys charging fucking $5,000 for a wedding. I'd be over there charging for the hour $100. Anything I could shoot for as many hours as you want. You book me for 7 hours, you only pay me $700. I'll give you all the pictures and all the edits. I wouldn't charge you fucking $5,000. And my results, chef's kiss, just like my settings. I have a problem with greed, I guess, because I've always been poor. And I think I wanted to open with that because it's like, I don't think a lot of people tasted poverty before. If you've tasted poverty before and you've tasted a struggle, like a real struggle, like fuck, you don't know how you're gonna make it, you're depressed, you don't believe in anything, and then you gotta humble yourself and go to God and be like, you know what? I just have faith in God and what He's got for my life. It's out of my hands, out of my control. I'll do what I can do. If you've never tasted a struggle like that, then you will never understand a creator like me and why I'm so aggressive. I'm aggressive because I know there's another version of me out there right now in the grind at work, busting their fucking ass. Like, I really want a nice TV, but I don't want to fuck this up because this is all the money I saved. Name a creator that talks to you like this. Shit, name a creator that ever answers questions that's real with you. I'm the only one. But you got to look at all the things I'm the only one with. Anything that's pro-consumer and pro-people, I'm you know what I mean? I'm the guy. I'm behind your back. I got you. People always, oh, it's a grift. It's to make money. It's not to grift you. A $5 grift is not a grift. I will have you know. It's just so we could do more things. But that's why I always try to tell you guys things as honestly as I can, because I know if I do that, those of you who know what I'm all about, you'll know what I'm all about. You know what I mean? And I'm not here to change anybody's opinion of me either. Because I could tell you, I do this shit too from time to time. Like I just look up shit on the internet and I'm like, all right, let's look up Quantum TV, just shits and giggles. And I see all that shit from fucking 2022 when all these fucking gamers got mad about my Elden Ring review. And I'm like, that shit's still there. Oh, fuck it. I don't care. People as early, they have forums and all kinds of stuff talking shit about me. I'm like, believe what you want to believe. I'm not here to change your mind. You have the problem with me. The burden's on you. That's your baggage. I'm good. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? So that's why I always try to tell everybody, like, if you have somebody that doesn't like you, ignore them. Like, who cares? Like, their mindset is their problem. But at the same time, I want you to know that this isn't me disliking anybody. I don't dislike HDTV Test. I don't dislike really anybody in the AV space. In fact, I actually think we have a lot in common. We are sound-minded individuals that like technology. It's about the messaging we're putting out, I think, is very dangerous. I think it's dangerous when you say that for 35 years running, nothing can ever be changed about one standard because it's so perfect. That's not science. And I'm in the world of display science. So science dictates change. And if you have something that never changes, that's where I get really bothered by it. I'm like, no, it needs to change. So I created my own standard since I saw the scientists in the field were like, we're the experts, high-fiving each other in the corner. I'm like, there's a flaw in your logic here. Your formula is not perfect because new shit came out that destroys it. And they don't care because they make money. A lot of it. And I mean, a lot of it. And that's the thing you have to see too. A lot of the time, if I'm the only one saying something, I've consistently told you I don't make as much money as the other guys. I don't clearly get the views as the other guys do. And they all hate me. But I'm also the only one calling out the industry and its problems. Follow the dots, connect the dots, and see what I'm doing. I'm helping you. I really am. I mean, because if I don't do it, there's no one going to do it. No one's going to take the loss in money like I do. It's not beneficial. It's not. You get fucked. I mean, fucking, you look at the shit, you're like, damn, I owe that much? Fuck, all right, I got to pay that off. Okay. It sucks, but I mean, someone's got to do honest shit. I get tired of people just like being selfish and greedy. So that's why I want to like, at least just so you understand where I come from when I make certain videos, it's just leveling with you, honestly. And it's a long leveling process, like in this period, but this is a live stream, right? Where I could be more candid. I can't really elaborate on video too much. And everything I just said, question me in the live stream if you don't trust me. If you have a question, ask me questions. This is a conversation. Yes, I'm on the other side of the screen, but I will connect with you. I will talk to you. That's the thing. I will try to go through every last one of these comments here and answer every single one of them. Again, I don't know very many creators that do that, especially, it's like people get like almost a God complex once they get like over, I'd say even 50,000 subscribers. They put their nose in there. I don't need to talk to my followers, and they never answer anything. So I'm trying to be different. I believe in community. I don't know. Call me a sucker, but I'm also a religious man, which is kind of what drives me. That's my conviction. Even if you aren't religious, that's what drives me. So I put that out there pretty much in every video. Now we'll continue with answering the questions by answering JJ, who asks, what's the difference between the S95F and S95D 55-inch variant? Contrast, really. So if you try to ramp up the brightness on the S95F, it's going to look terrible. I mean, downright awful, because it's over brightening everything all the time. Maybe they'll fix this with a patch. Hasn't happened. But you can turn off certain things to fix that. So I need to do a retest, to be very honest with you. And I will do that so that you can see, when optimized, you can see what it's doing differently from one another. Because in my last video, I operated off of a limited amount of information because I didn't know something, which again, I forgot who told me. Shout out, a million shout outs to you in the community who told me how to get my labels changed for my HDMI, because they changed it this year without any notification at all, that you need to press and hold the center button, and then that would pull up the way to edit your inputs. No one ever told me that, so I just was like operating in the dark. Like, well, how am I supposed to get my work done? Where on the S95D, you didn't have that. You just go and change your labels, do what you got to do, and you're done. You're golden. You know what I mean? That was really big for me. And I was like, all right, fuck it. That's, perfect. That's what I love. And then the contrast is tremendous on the 95. I've been playing Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Guys, that game, oh my God. You want to talk about classic arcade? I mean, I'm like in love with the game. It gets the colors on the 95 just wham, like you can't help but love it. And so for me, I think it's one of those things where the differences boil down to processing, and I need to really show you what processing is doing differently. So we'll do that in another video. Shout out to Craig Osterberg. I always butcher your name, but you've been here for a long time and you're always supportive in everything. Like literally everything. So I really want to say thank you to you. I mean, really, truly, you're fantastic. I appreciate seeing your comments come through, man. Dark Rain, what's going on? You said Quantum, what's going on, brother? I got a YouTube question. Is this the best time of year for the channel? Actually, yeah, because hold on, let me take a sip here. When it comes to YouTube, you have seasons, yes. The worst time for every AV YouTuber is going to be right after Christmas. After Christmas, we're all fucked. It dries up very considerably and it's dead season until about CES time, where we hear new products and then we can get back into what we do. And then it's dead again because we have to wait for the products to launch, which usually lasts until like the late April. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you get some at the end of March, but you struggle until those first TVs come out. And then of course all the rich boys get them first because they just get them sent to them. They don't even have to do shit. And they're like, oh, here you go, let's fly you out. Come get the first exclusive footage. So independent creators like myself, we basically pick up the scraps, after all the big name influencers go out there and influence you and make you think what they were kind of already debriefed on what to say. At the press conference for these particular manufacturers. It sucks, but that's what it is. So that's where it gets a little shitty. But then we also have our independent touch, which we put on it, and we do fine with ourselves. But then something shitty happens where I would say from honestly, the entire summer season is rough for AV YouTubers. It's just rough. There's no product coming out. Not a lot of people buy in the summer, and you struggle. But then magic happens because fall hits, and everybody's, they're like, well, wait a minute. I got to buy something for, Christmas for my family. My mother needs a new TV. My kids, like me, I need a new TV for the living room. Like little shit like that happens. And so Christmas is where we know we're going to get all those deals because of Black Friday. Clearance events are going to be happening. And so it's really good timing for AV YouTubers, because then we can look at it and go, okay, I can give you information that can help you, and we'll do a little bit better in that season. So as far as the YouTube question, fall is by far the best year for any AV YouTuber for the sole existence of Black Friday sales and clearance events. Period. Again, if YouTubers aren't being transparent about that, I don't know what to tell you, but that's definitely the best time of the year. Sergio, what's going on? You said any plans to review any more budget models? I mean, I don't particularly have any more plans because I think I've arrived at a point at like $599 for the Hisense U75 QG. There is not going to be anything better. I am so confident in that, having seen the TCL Q6MK, that, and like the QM7K thing, that I'm just like, dude, what Hisense is doing for $599, wrap it up, bag it up. That's it. That's all you need. That's all the TV you need. You don't have to go and start re-investigating all these other ultra shit TVs like Samsung's Q6 series or like Hisense with their U6 series. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time at all. So that's what I would say there. What's going on, Christian Conservative? I appreciate you stopping by tonight. You said, Q, what if you did more gaming content to get more ad revenue? I try that, but it's the weirdest fucking thing. Like, I know everybody in the community is a gamer, but like viewers are like bipolar as hell in this community. Like, they'll tell me like, hey, we want gaming content. I'll make gaming content, and then they just won't fucking watch it. They don't watch it. I'm like, you just said you wanted this thing. I made this thing, and you're not like, you don't want to engage with it. And they're like, oh, okay, fuck it. And so I would love to, because I have a lot of insight into gaming. I'm a modder. Like, I could do some crazy technical shit that'd blow your mind with some PCs, but people aren't picking up what I'm putting down. I mean, what the fuck can I do about it? You know what I mean? So hopefully that changes, but I don't see it changing. It's been 10 years on this motherfucker, and it's been the exact same way for all 10 years. Don't get me wrong, some games have more popularity than others, but at most a video like that would do, I'll be lucky if I could get 1,000 views on a video like that. Lucky. Sometimes lightning strikes, and I'll do a review about a popular game that has a lot of issues, like WWE. I think it was like 2K23 or something like that. And then it does like double digits. It'll do like 19,000, 20,000 views, and you know, it does great in the wrestling community. It's great. But lightning has to strike for that. And there's no like rhyme or reason to replicate it either. It just happens weird. But I'm open to any ideas you have, brother. Anyone, by the way, you have any ideas, I'm open to any content you want to see. Hope all is well. Question, should I get a 65-inch C5 or just keep my UHG? Definitely get a C5, but know that it's going to be dimmer than your UHG. If you don't want dimmer, then it's not going to work for you. I'd look at an S90 series television, S90D, S90F. That'd probably be the route I would go. You're going to notice an equivalent amount of brightness, pop, contrast. Literally all of that is going to be like going from a UHG to like a greater version of a UHG if you go with a 90 series. So hopefully that helps you. What are your thoughts on the TCL QM6K compared to the QN7K? Edgelit. Anything QN, trash it. Trash it. Because the operating native contrast ratio is so fucking low to promote their Quantum Dot OLED line that it's genuinely not worth your money. You're better off with the TCL Q6MK, even though it doesn't have the highest contrast ratio. It's a lot higher than what Samsung has. In the black levels, we're competing with OLED. Go watch my hands-on comparison with an OLED and a TCL QM6K, and you'll be like, what the fuck? It's impressive, to say the absolute very least. It's just not perfect because, again, it's a cheaper TV, not designed to be the best of the best. Hi, Q. Love your content. Thank you so much for your time and dedication, giving us 100% reviews and changing the game for TV calibration. I saw your amazing work on the S95F, which is absolutely amazing. I really do appreciate that, man. Thank you for, again, just acknowledging me as a human being and saying, look, I'm trying for you, man. I'm trying for everybody. I really do appreciate, again, just acknowledging the human effort. Also, though, I will say I have been working around the clock on a brand new method within my own calibration standard that's going to radically change what I'm doing right now. It is really exciting because I've already seen results. I tested it out on the S90D last night when I was playing Sonic Racing. And I'm telling you, it's tremendous what I've achieved just in that short span of time from the last settings to now. So that, applying it to the 95F is what I'm looking to do next. Part of what's making some newer SDR settings take a little longer, not counting the HDR. HDR is a hard animal. That's going to take some serious time because that shit is hard. especially because it doesn't follow the same rules depending on the studio that you're at, because sometimes they have fake HDR, and so how do you work with that? And so you got a per scene. Everything I do is a per scene adjustment, per media adjustment, per genre adjustment. That's my secret. If anybody wants to know my secret as to why my shit looks so day and night from everybody else, per scene, per genre, per adjustment. That's what I do. Scene by scene, every type of media, every type of content, every type of situation. It's like I'm almost compulsive with the way I think about it to get the best that I could. So be on the lookout, brother. But really, I do thank you for your comment, though. Hyperflash, what's going on, brother? You said you're not lying. Samsung should pay you for the sales you helped them with, since I'm buying it because of your calibration settings. That'll never happen. They don't like me at all. None of them. Just a spoiler. None of the manufacturers like me. I'm what's worse for business, because my business model is all about you guys and the community and them earning your business. They don't like me at all. They fucking hate me. If they could discredit me under the fucking pavement, they would, because if you have more people with my mindset out there, like you've actually got to prove that your picture improved from last year and you're actually not taking things away, they are not going to want to do that, because you actually have to try. I mean, look at the Sony Bravia 8 Mark II. Downgrades across the board. I made a cons list. And I mean, companies don't like that. They don't ever like taking accountability, much like a lot of people in society, I guess. It's kind of normal. But companies, multi-billion-dollar companies to the tune of 168 billion in Sony's case, really hate accountability. Same way Samsung, to the tune of 360-something billion dollars, really hate I hate to say it, the peasant opinion. Because they look at me and people like me who are experts, know what they're doing, but we don't have 600, 700, a million followers. 700,000, 600,000, and a million followers. We don't have that. So they don't care about peasant opinions. They want people who can help them move massive units with excitement. And if you're not building excitement in their brand, you're not useful, because they don't want to pay marketing agents. They're just trying to save themselves money. So YouTubers are the best way to kill marketing jobs for everybody who went to school for marketing, because all I've got to do is pay a YouTuber to sell out for me by giving him a unit that costs me, 50 cents to make? Being dramatic here, probably costs them around $150 to make, but then they sell it for thousands. So if you have somebody making them actually earn it instead of being lazy, they're not going to fuck with me too much. And that's just what it is. Do you like cinnamon rolls? Not particularly. I've never really been a fan of them. Shout out to Mr. Hollins. Thank you for becoming a member, and welcome to the VIP community, brother. Quantum, I wanted to ask, since I'm from the UK, are panels the same for the Samsung S95F as in the US? Will your calibration still work on the UK panels? Yes, I have quite a few people who are still overseas, and for the most part, I've never heard any issues. I've heard it works great. Shout out from they'll say what place they're from. It worked great on my TV. So I haven't had any issues with that. There are, on occasion, some panel variance differences where one will be WOLED or one will be QD-OLED, and then that plays a role from the color perspective. But from what I've heard, it's all been pretty good feedback, honestly, majority of the time. I mean, yeah, you have people who will have the skin tones are too red, or I don't really like this, or, but for the most part, everybody really likes what I do. And if they don't, they communicate, hey, I'm trying to get this done. I noticed this is looking like this. It's a little too blue. It's a little too green here. It's a little too red here. Can you help me out? Can you fix that? And I come up with new settings based off of the kind of content they're watching. Because like I always tell you, per scene, that is really a factor. Because on the one hand, I'll make tremendous settings and they'll be amazing for let's say anime or movie watching. But then you're going to get to over-the-air TV, which is an entirely different way of shooting. It's not as dramatic and stylized because they're not shooting a movie. So they don't need all the contrast and all the color and all that. And you're going to look at it and you're like, I don't really like this. It looks weird. So you have to make separate settings for different presets, which is why TV manufacturers have different presets, because they know you're actually supposed to be toggling based off of what you watch, which is why they listed standard, sports, movies, gaming. They let you know when to apply these things, but people don't actually listen to that. They just kind of one size fits all. And it's become common that everybody wants a one size fits all setting. So what I try to do is create a one size fits all setting, which is impossible, because eventually you do have content that just doesn't adhere to what you've created. So you've got to go back to the drawing board and create it again. Now, of course, under the industry standard dictates that literally everything can be slapped with a broad brush, and you can just put it all at one baseline standard and it works for everything no matter what you look at. That is erroneous, because different moods, different intentions, different lighting, different color. But if we just sap all the color out of everything, then we don't ever have to worry about color issues, which is why they sap the color out of everything. Because if you have to account for the lighting and the direction, the mixed lighting too, like let's say they have like warm tungsten light and then blue cool light, you have to account for that in your settings. And then other lighting that's normal, too many lighting conditions, too many colors, too much to deal with. They just wash their hands of it and say, I'm not going to deal with it. So that's a lot of the time why we see, again, just the laziest washed out picture settings that we see. Fun fact there, though. Is there a difference between using auto game mode on the Samsung S90D and turning it on each time? No, there's no difference. It's still the same exact game mode if you've done nothing to it. You said, I thought I saw something about it in your videos. It's the same exact game mode. The difference is if you go into manually, like let's say the Samsung S90D, like you're saying, okay? You can go in and do like standard mode. That's very different because so the way Samsung TVs work, if you go into, what is it called? Dynamic contrast, whatever they call it. I can't think of it right now. I think it's dynamic contrast. The dynamic contrast feature, you set it to low. On every Samsung TV I have ever worked on from like 2018, 2017 onward, if you set it to low in the standard picture profile, your three-dimensional pop will increase like that, like tenfold. Like it just goes up crazy. So you have to balance around that, but that's one of the attributes in standard mode that doesn't exist in any other picture preset outside of Eco. Eco and standard are clones of one another. So that's why a lot of people will be like, oh, he's a joke, he's using Eco mode, not realizing that that's a clone of the standard picture preset and it just gives you a duplicate of the same thing. But of course, I'm actually researching the product, so I know that. But the difference is if you just leave it in auto, it's going to default to the default. It's not going to go into like the crazy adjustments that standard could have. And the only time you'll really notice a difference is if you put in settings or optimizations like mine, and you see like, okay, standard is tracking more contrast and it looks amazing. So if you leave it in auto versus the standard, like let's say you plug in my standard with the settings all adjusted and optimized up, and then you leave it in auto is going to look washed and look like shit. And then you're going to go to standard and it's going to be like a tremendous amount of contrast over that because you've made adjustments. But if you make no adjustments, there is no difference. Long way of saying that, but yeah. You've already answered my question about reviewing more budget models. LOL, thanks. Anyway, I appreciate your content. No problem, brother. What's up, Q? What's going on from? That's your name? From? I think I'm saying it right. FFROM. Yeah, from. What's going on, man? Savage, what's going on? And why are you ? I am only anonymous guy. I don't know what you mean. I don't know. I bought your Patreon and your YouTube, and your Patreon recent game mode is awesome on it in HDR. Would you recommend your old Samsung S90 game mode settings on the YouTube channel? I mean, I think play it by game, honestly, because sometimes I would generally, as a baseline, say always go for my newest work. My newest work is going to encompass any learnings that I've done, any improvements that I've made to my work, and it's just the most updated thing. However, the past does work too. Like for certain games, it might just look better if you use something that's already pre-existing too. It just depends on the title that you're playing. I am, a man? I don't understand. What is happening right now? I don't understand. I got to a part of the chat that just got weird. I don't know. Now Captain Treasure's asking, you have a boyfriend? Don't swing that way. I'm married to a woman. I don't know. I don't know where some of these questions come from. And I am Earth. I am on what? And I am on Earth. I'm just gonna skip by this because I don't know. This is talking about I'm a man, I'm alone, I'm loving hamburgers. It's just trolling. Okay, fuck it. Moving on. All right. As soon as you take your first dollar from sponsorships, the influencer can't be trusted. I mean, that's true. That is 100% true because it's like the time and tested thing. If I lie to you once, you'll never trust me again. You can't really trust me again. You have to be cautious from that point forward. It's the same thing where when you find out somebody's opinion is paid for, can't really trust them. See, that's the thing. I've never been paid for anything. Anything. Like, I've always literally had people not want to work with me, drop off with long-term sponsorships, deals with friends, anything. If they come to me and they're like, "Hey, I want to start reviewing what you post, and I want you to make me a draft, and I want to be able to edit it, and I want you to go back and make it 1,000,001 times," and I went, "What? That's not an honest review." Then that's where that's why you don't see companies on this channel. You're not gonna see somebody say, "Oh, hey, Quantum, here's a free pass to, all these TVs, and we're Samsung, we're Sony." We're not gonna happen. They're not gonna do that, because I'm gonna be telling them their truths to their face, and they're not gonna like it. They're gonna want me to fucking lie and make them feel good about a mediocre product. And I'm the best kind of person, in my opinion, to have on your team. Why? Because if I was on your team, I can't be bought and sold. I can't fucking corrupt my morals or my standards, and I'm willing to absolutely walk away from you for my standards. Which means if my standard is honesty and the truth, I'm never going to waver in that, which means everyone who finds my content, your brand, if it gets a good review from me, it means way more than getting a review you paid for, because I'm actually making sure you earn that shit. Other guys are like, "Well, shit, money's tight. Yeah, well, how much you got?" No, that's not my thing. But yeah, I completely agree with that 100%. Wish more people saw it that way, though. Donald, what's going on? You said hi, and you said much respect. I appreciate you, brother. Price being the same, would you recommend the LG C5 over the S95F65? Nope, would not do that. More color, better brightness on the 95F, and the C5 is just too dim comparatively. 100% true, your calibrations are the best. Thank you, Donald. I appreciate that. Respect Quantum. I appreciate that. Donald says respect as well. I appreciate that. They are glorified sales reps. It happens all the time for sure. No point for classy settings comparisons. I tried when I got the S90C. It was pointless. Q's is way superior. I mean, I'm glad you said it. I already know that. But if I say something like that, this is the part about social media I hate. Like, I genuinely at times hate being a YouTuber because I can't be human. Like, in our day-to-day life, right? Like, I'm breaking the fourth wall. Yes, there's a screen between us, but I'm talking directly to you, okay? In our day-to-day life, right? If somebody did some stupid ass shit, you're gonna be like, "Bro, that's fucking stupid. What are you talking about? That's dumb." Right? On social media, if you look at somebody and say, "That's some stupid ass shit, that's fucking dumb, that's garbage, what are you doing?" Everybody comes down and you're like, "You should be more PC, you should be more polite, you can't talk." You're always putting people down. Are we not fucking like grown ass men? I don't know. I'm in my late 30s. Fuck, I'm mid 30s. I'm like, what happened? It wasn't that long ago where we could have conversations without everybody getting all sensitive and offended over basic stuff like, "Hey, maybe your work isn't as good as you think it is." Like, fuck, that's where some people draw the line. They're like, "How fucking dare you? What do you mean Vincent's not the shit? What do you mean our teams aren't the experts? You're a quack. You're crazy." Like, fucking calm down, bro. What the fuck wrong with you? You're over here doing all this extra shit. I'm telling you, and I get called all kinds of monkeys, all kinds of crazy shit when I just show better results, and they go, "And that's why you're," and then just plug in any racial slur that applies to a black guy after that. Stealing TVs, I'm looting and rioting, oh my gosh, I heard it all. All when you show them that their heroes aren't heroes. And that's why I always tell you too, I'm like, if that's what's on their camp, they're kind of the bad guys, aren't they? I mean, because like nobody in my community at all, we don't talk like that. Like if you say that Vincent's work is shit, probably somebody in this community is gonna be like, "Yeah, you're probably right. He doesn't have good moments at all." But my community is intelligent. Our community is intelligent because we also, in the same breath, we say we don't really fuck with Vincent's work on the settings part, but we do listen to what he has to say objectively with an open mind, and we watch him, and we understand that he's bought and paid for. We all completely understand that, and we see what he has to offer regardless. We give people chances here, even though we know what's up. You know what I mean? That's what I love about the Quantum TV community. Like, we're not like the rest, where they're tribalized and they start going to slurs and low blow attacks and lies and all that shit. We don't do any of that. We just straight up, we tell you what it is, and if you like it, cool. If you don't, tough. I mean, most of the people I've interacted with in this community are like that. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad you said that it was pointless to do that, but I'm still going to do it just to show everybody what we already know. I think most people here know that. Well, you have to show people, unfortunately. You can't just tell them because they're like, "Well, you're just making claims. You're arrogant." And the one thing, I'm not going to lie, okay? Again, breaking the fourth wall. It's been broken this whole video, okay? I'm a human being. One thing that really pisses me off is when these motherfuckers get up here, right? And they go, "You're a narcissist." I'm like, "Bitch, how? I'm a narcissist for telling you that my work is better than everybody else's while challenging everybody else to take me down? Narcissists don't do that. They literally say I'm the best and they don't care what you have to say. I'm over here like, show me I'm wrong. Give me your work. I'll put it up against mine and we see who wins. And every time I do that, the people who can't do it and their fans come back with attacks. And when they can't prove what I've shown wrong, they say that the TV was defective or they point to everything but the truth. And that's when I know it's a losing battle. But I think transparency with the settings series that I started is really good to help people see, like, you know, when you run across those idiots that say, oh, Quantum is a grift, Quantum just oversaturates everything, he's a clown, he knows nothing, you've heard it. They are stupid people. Like, you've got to be the dumbest low brain operating IQ to genuinely see it on camera with resets, real-time comparisons, and still deny it. How do you do that? I don't know how you do that. I've never seen a YouTuber do as much as I do to prove themselves. I've not seen HDTV Test get up and say, I'm resetting it. Here's my remote. Here's my hand. All right, we reset it. Here's what it's doing against this. Let me reset it again. I've never seen him do that. I've never seen him provide any settings at all outside of general recommendations that look horrible. Same way I've never really seen any of the YouTubers do that. They all stand up there, grandstanding. And it has this and it has that. And it's a great TV. And I think it does that and it does that. And it matches the reference monitor that's 35 years old. 35 years old standards. This is what you... I'll digress. I'll start up again. Y'all know I'll start it again. So we're going to move on with the comments. They are loud and obnoxious. They're like music that rhymes. They are friction of the population and commit half the crimes. Who are they? Shit, you tell me. I mean, I got a couple people in mind, but I don't think I could say that shit on YouTube. Fuck, I mean, motherfuckers beating up my door. Find him! I'm making all these motherfuckers mad at me because I've been on call now so many fucking groups of people, and they're like, see, he's this. Y'all asked a fucking question and I gave you an answer. I'm 90s, okay? For anybody wondering what this is 1990, okay? 1992 to be very specific for me. But I was born in a different time. We weren't like this. I don't know. Everybody's offended. Everybody's offended about everything. And I think we all kind of have that fucking fatigue with it though. But everybody's too afraid to say something like, I'll get canceled. I'll lose my job. If you come to me and I wish 90% of this shit was like when you meet people online, you like had a way of actually learning who they are and talking to them in person. Because like if you meet me in real life and you ask me real life questions and I give you a real life answer and you can't handle it, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna walk away from you. I'm not gonna argue with you. And I think that's also the thing. A lot of these kids don't learn like get a grip. Like they never got told that growing up. Like how many of us got told put mud in it, get a grip, grow up, suck it up, walk it off? Fuck, these kids, they sit in it. They sit in it all the fucking, it's like watching my fucking toddler, okay? I'm like, fuck, man, these grown-ass men, bro. Not men anymore. Men are just not men anymore is what it boils down to, straight the fuck up. They're children, they're underdeveloped, they're riddled with anxiety for every issue. You tell him fucking he's not getting a promotion, oh, there he goes, there he goes. Oh my God. Don't get me started on that topic. I will never stop. Some things I'm passionate about. So yeah, this generation and what we've become. And that's the fucked up thing. Like they were born in the 90s too. Like I would get it if it was like Gen Z. But they came from us. They came from the millennials. Like how the fuck do you fuck that up? We had it. We had a generation where people had morals and values and God and fucking feelings weren't the forefront of every conversation. And then we fucked it up. I don't know what happened. Were they always like this and we just didn't know because it wasn't socially acceptable back then because we all had God? Like, I don't know. I don't fucking know. It's fucking weird though. I'll tell you that. It goes crazy. Anyway, I will digress and move on. I gotta go, so I won't see this, but thanks for all you do. I appreciate it, Zachary. And I thank you, Mr. I always mess up your name. I'm gonna try. Henriksen? I hope I said that right. Thank you for your donation of 150 Nook. And don't worry, I know there's a conversion to the US dollar and all that stuff, but I still appreciate you regardless. Everybody who donates, I appreciate you guys. You guys are fantastic. Thank you though for that. It really does help us out. Eduardo, what's going on, brother? You said, hey man, I just wanted to say thank you for the honesty you put out there. I appreciate that. Thank you for acknowledging I'm a human being and being one right back with me. Any plans to review the TCL Q or QM5K? Not really. There's not a point. QM6K is superior and it's still affordable, so I don't really see a point in that. Brandon says, "Damn, that's how you feel." Yeah, I mean, yeah. I love. I'm not reading that. It says something about loving meat, and I'm not getting into that because, again, you remember what I talked about a second ago about them tangents. I'll be spiraling down that. We don't need to do that. The new firmware the new firmware from TCL wiped your calibrations from my QM851G. Damn, that's fucked up. Why did they do that? I hate shit like that. Dude, I'm from Colombia, lived on the streets until I was 7. Talk about poverty, and I'll tell you. Shit, you ain't got to tell me, bro. Shit, I trust me. Even though, like, you might have lived on the streets, Americans have it just as hard as that in a lot of cases. Mine, definitely. Back in the 90s, bro, let me tell you a story. I remember being so poor, I'd have to wear my father's fucking, what are they even called? They're his children, my half brothers from his actual wife. I'm the Sanchez kid, right? And you don't know what a Sanchez is. I'm the bastard born out of wedlock. He was cheating. I was the other family, the secret life, right? That's how I got here, right? Fucked up, I know. And so my dad was over there doing all this crazy shit. He'd go to my mom and he'd do his whole like fake family thing. He would never come past fucking eating and leaving. That's all he ever did. And of course, kicking my fucking ass. That's what he was good for. And then fucking, you know what I'm saying? So we struggled in that way. And then he was over there spending all his money. Now, my father was a multi-millionaire. Multi-millionaire. He had great money. We never saw a dime of it. I slept on a concrete floor. We were so poor. We were there without a table. We're sitting on our knees, fucking eating in the dark because we couldn't even afford electricity. Broke as fuck. When I tell you I know a struggle, my whole life has been nothing but fucking hardships. But instead of doing what so many people do, life was hard for me, boo-hoo, I sucked it the fuck up. I learned and I got better. And that's why I'm so passionate about poverty too, because I embody that shit. That was my life. Like, and coming from such a fucking rough background, you can't make the shit up. You know what I mean? So trust me, I get it, brother. You know, I'm right there with you. You tell me about some poverty, I'm right there with you, spitting with the best of them. You'd be like, damn, I thought Americans all had mansions. Fuck no, we don't. Some of our shit is just downright fucking third world as fuck. It's just the media wants to make us seem like we're fucking fantastic. Shit, my grandparents' house where I lived, I had fucking dirt roads outside. We didn't have pavement. We had dirt roads when I was a kid. I'm telling you, I live in a different world, man. I lived in one of those old black communities, right? 1950s was when it was made, and nothing had the money to improve it until the city decided they wanted to use gentrification to take everybody's houses. So yeah, that was a fun little chapter too. Trust me, I got stories for everything. But I'm telling you, brother, I get you about that poverty shit. Trust me. Moving on from the troll, I love cabbage in a pot. Like, I don't know what you get out of these comments, but go for it, go crazy. That's so real. I'm definitely gonna buy the 65-inch U8K. I'm looking to get one for sure. Hi chat, haven't been on one of these in a while. Well, thank you for coming out, Isaac. I appreciate you, brother. Man, every year there's something new, most definitely. Small upgrades, best mini LED TV for around $2,000. Anything Hisense U7, what is it? U75 QG or U8 QG? Those will be your best bet. Best surround sound for the LG C5. Honestly, I'd say go to Best Buy with some of your best vocal content, not all bass, best vocal content, and just listen, and then load up some bass stuff, but not based in the context of just music, based in the context of like literally play an action scene on YouTube and hear that fucking rumble, hear the tonal separation, make sure it can isolate the bass from the treble so that way you know that it will deliver the goods. And I think, again, that's the best way to find and pick out any sound bar. And it doesn't matter the brand. I see a lot of people overcomplicate it. You don't need to. The easiest way to pick out a sound bar is just like I told you, a YouTube clip of the best action scene you know with all the shit popping off, whether it's Avengers, whether it's Spartacus, whether it's 300, Star Wars, doesn't matter. Anything you like. What you're gonna actually watch, though, that's the trick. What you're actually gonna watch, put it on there and demo it. And if it sounds like shit, move on. Because I'm gonna tell you right now like this. If it doesn't have enough processing power to get Bluetooth to sound good, even though it's a buffered signal. There's no way when there's an actual hard line it's going to actually sound as good as you want it to sound. So if it can make the buffered, like not wired connection, so obviously lowered quality sound, better, then when it gets to your Blu-ray system and all your HDMI goodness, and those audio corrections are going to go crazy. So I'd say that's what I would do, and what I have done. Then next year there's something new for sure. The realest guy out there on YouTube, I appreciate that, brother. What do you think about Philips TVs and Ambilight? I think they're total shit, to be honest with you. I don't even know why people mention them. They don't really seem to be trying to do shit but make mediocre backlights, which you don't really need because Govee exists, and Govee is hot shit if you don't know. Everything in your fucking house is just popping with Govee, and I'm not lying. I'm speaking from example. My house is a Govee house strictly. I started off with Philips. I got like the Philips Hue, what was it? The Philips Hue Gradient. Oh, I went crazy for that. I was like, oh, this shit's dope. I seen Govee and I was like, I'm a fucking idiot. I fucking spent $500 on this thing, and it doesn't even look anywhere near as nice as what fucking Govee was doing with the T2. I felt like such a fucking dumbass. And now with the T3, just buy the T3. Which it's not called the T3. It's called the TV Backlight Pro 3. But do that. That will, the one with the HDR cameras, do that. That's so good. How often do people buy their TVs? Wait, how often do people buy their TV? I don't know. Question for everybody out here. How often do you guys buy TVs? Enjoying my U8. They shortchanged mini LED by just saying it's brighter. Basically, yeah. Every color is more vibrant. It happens all the time. People seem to forget how big a 65 inch is. They definitely do, most certainly. I don't like going above 65, honestly, because I don't know. I'm one of those people, like, I have arthritis in my back, okay? And it fucking sucks. Still sucks. Okay, degenerative nerve damage on top of that, okay, from military fucking bullshit training exercise gone wrong with me. And so I gotta live with it for the rest of my fucking life. Now, I think if I can't lift the TV on my own, I don't want it. So people are like, I want 100 inches. Can you lift that fucker? By yourself. Let's pretend you're alone. How are you gonna move it? So why pay all the money out if you can't move it? Then you have to hire movers, all this. I'm good. Especially like when you go from room to room. I like moving TVs around quite a bit too, because I like the look of certain things sometimes. So if you'll notice in this, office space here, I move a lot. I go like, oh, S95D, S90D, S95F. I move TVs all around because they're light, and I like lightweight TVs that I can move around and interchange to do different comparisons and stuff and see how technology works. But that's just me though. Got to get Hollywood Studios up there with the game metadata. No, I hear you for sure on that one. Have you heard of the TCL QM5K? I have. I'm just not interested in it. I have to buy a new TV because my S95B has letterbox burn-in. Damn, that sucks. 2.5 years old. That fucking sucks. You have loyal followers, bro. We appreciate the personal attention you give us. I appreciate you, brother, for sure. I really do. I mean, that's all we can do in life, right? Hollywood is being cheap, most certainly. How can people trust the word of people given free products? I guess they were never taught don't trust the person with a knife behind their back. I don't know. And then by the time they get stabbed in the back, they'll be pulling the knife out, and then they'll come cutting you who ain't did shit with it. That's just how it works. Is the S90D still a good cop? Fuck yeah, it is. It's an amazing TV, brother. Hidden Knowledge, what's going on? You said, hell yeah, I've tried many TVs. The S90D contrast of color is unmatched. It is pretty incredible. I'm not gonna lie. Not buying a TV every time something new comes out. I don't blame you. I wouldn't either. I buy a TV 5 to 7 years. That's about reasonable. Hisense U6 is good. Do you really need a Samsung if the U7 is out? Fuck no, absolutely not. If you can get your hands on a U7, that's most of the way there. I showed it against all the top Samsungs, brother. I mean, I personally, like, especially, like, it's so hard because, like, you're like, I could get a nice ass 65 inch for like nothing really compared to what everybody else is charging. Why would I go to Samsung when I have literally, it's like QD OLED performance, and the brightest scenes, it's just those dark scenes really fuck you over. That's the only thing I'd go to Samsung for the S90D for, or the S90F or S95F, is like that black levels. When you come out of those campfire scenes or you're playing video games like Final Fantasy Rebirth, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, A lot of the low lit scenes where you have like a lot of black, but you have a lot of colorful, vibrant blues and pinks and reds and everything. That's where you're gonna see hazing like a motherfucker, and it just ruins everything. And so that's where I ultimately would pick something more OLED. But now, to be fair, if you go with Samsung with their mini LED, then just go with Hisense because it's about the same thing, except Hisense has way better processing. Wait till HDMI 3.0. Everybody want to upgrade. I hear you there. Samsung soundbars are surprisingly good, clear voice and powerful. I actually have noticed that for years. I just never gave them the chance, to be honest with you. But excuse me here. See, that fucking cold comes and goes, motherfucker. No, it definitely does. Samsung has really good clear audio. I know because my wife has a pair of really big Samsung Giga sound speakers. I think something like that. They're older, but they knock and they're really good. So Samsung definitely has amazing audio. I won't ever take that from them. Q for PC, is 444 better than RGB or the other way around? RGB is always going to be better because it's the full readout of all the pixels. That's the highest form of pixels on like literally a pixel level for information readout. Chroma sampling 444 is good, but it's not perfect and not ideal. And anytime you can get RGB color, that's definitely the preferred, whether it's on PS5 or PC or Xbox. RGB color is always better than 444 if your TV supports it. There's a message held for review. Why? Oh, okay. Show it. What's it say? It just says fuck them. I don't see anything wrong with that. YouTube's always censoring shit. It's so annoying. All right, I got my Samsung S95B because of you, and now I'm debating on another TV between the S95D, S90F, and G4. Not a gamer. S95D hands down. Trust me, you won't regret it. That's fast and sweet. The Christian Conservative, what's going on, bro? You said, dating a single mom. What are your thoughts, Q? That's been my dating pool lately. Girls with 2 or 3 kids. One of them got cheated on, and the other got abused. Brother, I'm going to tell you like this. If she's a godly woman, if she can build you up, if she allows you to discipline the kids as if they're your own, if she is faithful to you, she's not disrespecting you, she compliments you, and she can walk in your journey with you and genuinely like respect you as a man and not always have some negative shit to say, like you're trying to go and make money and she's like fucking pulling you down or causing chaos to the degree of detriment to you. Do it, brother. It's not, look, at our age, I hate to say it, but all the women at our age are going to have some sort of baggage. They're going to have children. They're going to have baby daddies. They're going to have some shit. They're going to have some fucking shit. But it depends on how she is as a person. If she's that kind of person that's like, oh, well, my kids are everything. I don't give a fuck about you. And you ain't going to come up to my house and tell me what. The mouth, don't do the mouth. It's not worth it. I can tell you from experience, okay? I'm married. I'm telling you, exact same dating pool, exact same situation. I have 2 children that I didn't father. They're my stepchildren, but I love them dearly, okay? I can tell you from experience, okay? Experience. None of that shit matters in a real family dynamic where you have a good person by your side. And genuinely speaking, brother, the thing with like a lot of single moms that you got to realize is they got fucked over by some guy that promised them the world and then just cut and left. Like, because that's the society now. Everybody's about fornication. Everybody's about, let me jump on your bones, let me hop off. And so, like, if you're in this situation where you're like, but fuck, do I really want kids? I don't really know. I mean, you got to weigh that up for you too, because I'll tell you from experience, like when you have no experience with it and then you jump right into it, yeah, it's a learning curve. Nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's not like, oh my gosh, it's awful. But like, I mean, it's a learning curve. And it's the biggest thing is like, you got to die in yourself a lot. You're Christian, I'm Christian. So I'll tell you a lot of it, go to God for everything. There are going to be days that just piss you off. They're going to piss you off like anybody else. But that's the thing. You have to realize, like, somebody who's already gone through it, though, with a few people already knows what that's all about. So they're less likely to be all about that. A lot of the people without that, a lot of the people without the kids and the baggage and, the single mom issues, a lot of those people, they don't know what it is to struggle through a lot of life. They don't have a lot of lived experience. A lot of these girls are just airheads, and they just, I hate to say it, they believe social media and they go, oh, well, my feelings are all that matters. Okay. I promise you, if you have a broad that tells you that their feelings are all that matters and they chase their feelings, you'll be unhappy every day. Any woman that perpetually sits in a state, by the way, of like me, how I feel, listen to how she talks. And I think for you, the best thing I would recommend, non-negotiable, date her for 2 years. If within 2 years she shows you she's not a godly woman, she does not take direction, she's not going to follow biblically what God tells you your purpose is as a man, submit to you as you submit before the Lord and follow your direction to guide her to Christ. If she's not willing to do that, then she's not following the religion. If she's not willing to accommodate you and build you up, if she's always bringing chaos and you have more bad days than good days, and she's not somebody that can, more importantly, most important thing I'm going to say here, the building and the repair after bad situations and fights, if she can't do that and hold accountability and space for you as a man, she's not worth your fucking time at fucking all. If she sits there and everything's a justification, like, oh yeah, but I would have did this if you didn't make me feel like, if she's always pointing fingers at you, she's not worth your fucking time. Not worth your fucking time. But now if you have a woman that compliments you as a man and that respects you and holds you down and uplifts you and pushes you forward. I mean, even right before this, my wife is telling me, hey, you got to go out there, you got to do that live stream. It's something you're supposed to be doing. And I'm over there, I'm like, I'm fucking sick. I don't feel, you know what I mean? And my wife's uplifting me and pushing me forward. You need a woman that builds you. Because I can tell you there's nothing worse in this world than a woman that makes you fucking depressed because y'all are fighting. And every man watching, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. Where you're going through with your girl and now you can't even work. You don't even care about work. Your whole purpose is derailed because of this broad. You're over here like, oh man, I want to work, but I don't have the energy because we're going through it. And you're waiting for that text back. You're waiting for her to just make everything okay. You're waiting for her to fucking, you know what I mean? Fix shit with you so you're good in the home. And she's so selfish. All she cares about is me, 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 me. You made me feel, I feel this way. I need space. I need all that. And while she needs space, you just need her. That ain't a woman you need either. So trust me when I tell you, yes, the dating pool is fucking trash. Yes, it is. It fucking sucks, but there's beauty in it too. If you don't go with judgment, you go with, if she didn't have those things, hear me out. If she didn't have the baggage, she didn't have the things you didn't like, how would you love her? How would you show up for her? And now, if she didn't have that baggage, how would she show up for you? And how is she showing up for you? If she shows up for you, fuck with her all day, every day. I don't see a problem with that. And anybody that's doing all this and talking all that shit, oh, that's of the world. God doesn't say that people are throwaway. God doesn't say that people are worthless. God doesn't say that if they had 2, 3 kids, they're trash. That's some shit that cocky ass men got in their head and like, oh, she has kids, she's doing good for nothing. You could be anointed to a calling. You could be somebody that could save an entire family from a terrible fucking life. You definitely could be. And I think discerning that too, having that again, Christian conservative, having that mindset and using your faith, I think that is something that will absolutely help you out with this, brother. Trust me. I wish I could go in depth with this and I could talk to you on this topic for hours because I know so much about it from lived experience, personal, and also dealing with a lot of the psychology side of things, the psychopathy, everything. I'm telling you, brother, trust me. Just date her for 2 years. Like literally do everything biblically, go to God for everything, and I'm telling you, you won't fail. You won't fail. So hopefully that helps. If not, by all means, ask another question. I got you, brother. This dude is definitely a Hollywood elite. If he had to take a guess, if I had to take a guess, maybe an immortal vampire. An immortal vampire. I don't even know who we're talking about at this point. I'm waiting for Black Friday to hopefully get a 77-inch Samsung S95F. Hopefully. Why do you keep buying TVs, Marco? Oh, well, I'm not Marco. Eat garlic, mate. What are y'all doing? All right. Will your LG C5 settings possibly work for the G5? Very possibly. It's genuinely nice of you to go through each and every comment. May God bless you for your efforts. I won't be here now, but I'll see this, but I know you'll see this. You deserve a lot more recognition. Thanks again. I really appreciate that. That was a nice comment. Shout out to Mux. Thank you. I appreciate that, brother. What's your favorite TV currently, or like top 3? Favorite TV right now is the S95D, though I've seen a lot in the S95F recently that I need to do a reshoot to see how accurate that will be. Do you have settings for the, what is it? Do I have settings for the 8K Samsung? No, I don't. I don't really deal with 8K. Darn, this dude XP is even rigged, possibly? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey Q, I just got the C5 ready for them settings. I hear you, brother. They're waiting on you. Your settings for the S95D game mode are amazing. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Quantum TV is Quantum TV secretly the person running QAnon? No. The fuck kind of question is that? That's fucking weird. What's wrong with you, bro? Anyway, I just got in here and hello. I saw recently or a recent video where I'm coming from the Cobb Strip Pro. Okay, I see. You said also, do you have a video on the Govee Skyline? I don't have anything on the Govee Skyline, but the Cobb is pretty dope for sure. How does someone get you LG C1 settings? Join the channel membership, and they'll be in the LG C1 settings playlist. I think or thought you did, unless it was someone else. I don't know. You look Mexican. I mean, I don't know how to respond to that. I know there's a lot of native people that like have strong features, but I'm not Mexican. I'm not Mexican. My family's Mexican, but I'm not Mexican. So, yeah, no, that's I've never heard that one before. That's the first for me. I look Mexican. Reading fake comments, huh? Fake comments. I guess everybody commenting is fake. I mean, what is wrong with you, bro? What is your damage? I don't fucking know. Anyway, is there updated HDR settings for the S95D on your Patreon? Not at the moment. No, it might come later on. Hashtag cover up exposing fakes, right? I don't fucking know. I don't understand. Like, what is fake about what we're doing? Right, we're on a fucking live stream, my guy. I don't understand. You're being fucking weird. People are clearly commenting. I don't fucking know what's wrong with people. Anyway, something in the water, chemtrails or some shit. I don't know. Samsung best processor are in their 8K. True or false? I don't know. I don't believe in that. Uh, eh, eh, I ain't buying that. Do you have LG G5 settings? No, I haven't had a hand-on review. Q is a stand-up man. I appreciate that, Donald. Thank you. I may not always agree with you, Q, but you have balls. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you for that. I mean, I am a man, so we should have balls at the very least, right? I mean, otherwise we're a bunch of pussies. I probably can't even say that on YouTube. I mean, fuck, you know what I mean? All the jokes you could say with shit, but whatever. Anyway, the internet is a wild place. I definitely agree with that. How funny Quantum calls himself Q as in QAnon. You again? Fucking hell. How do I keep getting sucked into this? I think that's the only downside about going through, itemize, and reading everybody's comment is you get shit like this. It's not narcissistic as long as you acknowledge that God gave you the ability. Goddamn right. God gives me the ability to do everything. I've done nothing on my own, and I am nothing without God. I never will be anything or amount to anything without God. Everything is for his glory and for his grace. I am nothing, and I amen to that. Amen to that for sure. Hey Q, questions. How do you calibrate? Any tips and tricks? I really like your work. Respect. I don't really calibrate. I can't really call what I'm doing a calibration so much to say I created an in-house calibration standard, and I more or less should call them optimizations because that's what they are. Calibrations are to the industry standard and the reference for 35 years ago that doesn't work. I don't do that. I do my own in-house optimizations, which look significantly better, taking into account all the things that new TVs have to offer and using that to make a picture versus an opinion that 35 years ago, TVs looked the best they could ever look and could never change. And so that's where I differ. Thank you. I appreciate the respect, brother. I'm just going to ignore this guy now because he's just commenting the same thing over and over again. I'm waiting for the 55-inch Sony A95L to get to $1,000. Might be a bit of a wait. 94 here. Hey, I appreciate you, brother. In the 90s all day. I'm still trying to think which. Oh, fucking this guy again. Fucking hell. I keep running into it. I'm just gonna scroll down to the most recent comments then, since I keep running into that. Hi, everyone. Do you have game settings for the S95? I do indeed. I am real is a comment for some reason. I didn't think you were fake. Oh no, you're probably commenting to that guy that fucking. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's struggling with a disability or something. I don't know. We shouldn't be too hard on him. I don't know. Something's got to be wrong with him. He's online doing this shit. Hisense U7 QG versus U8. What's wrong with the U8? I wasn't impressed with the 55-inch more than I was the 55-inch U75 QG. Hello, I tried the TCL QM8K next to the Bravia 9, and they were very, very, very close to each other. Is it possible that it has been updated now colors and screen change. Probably not. The Bravia 9 is a shit ass TV. I'm not gonna lie. It ain't really much about it that I'd say would be worth your time. Buying TVs and having a family. How do you do it? Honestly, I fucking struggle a lot. I legitimately struggle my ass off every day. There are days I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know that I can fucking do it sometimes, and I have low faith in myself. And my wife has to remind me that that's the devil, and she has to tell me to go to God to pray all the time. And I need to crack my Bible. We do this fun thing, like I just did it before I got out of like the bath, okay? Where literally she'll come to me with the Bible, or I'll come to her with the Bible, and we'll open it up, and wherever it lands, that's the scripture we're going to read, and we apply that scripture to our life for what we do, and try to interpret a deeper meaning and how we can work it into our life, and be grateful, mindfulness, all that stuff we practice. I think it's one of the most beautiful things. I've never done that in the history of my life with anyone, and I think that's one of the most beautiful things ever I've ever seen, conceptually, ever. So I think that's also how I do it too, is having a strong support system with my wife. I think she's fantastic. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm married, okay? I'm not telling you that it's all rainbows and butterflies. Sometimes I fucking suck and my wife can't stand me, and sometimes she fucking sucks and I can't fucking stand her either. But we come together and we make a beautiful thing with our efforts towards each other and building us up, being the strengths to our weaknesses and things like that. And that's ultimately how I do it. Otherwise, if I had to rely on just myself and my strength, I wouldn't be able to do it, because God is ultimately what's powering me through all of my hardest days. Like I literally go to God more than I go to anything else. So like a lot of people, they get stressed. What do? They drink, or they smoke weed, or something else, some other vice. If you go to God to God as many times as you go to the bottle or to anything else, or to a friend or to AI for questions or advice, if you literally go to God and pray to him and devote yourself to him as much as you should, I promise you'll see the results that you want, versus people who just go, yeah, I'm not gonna do that praying stuff. Go to God with all of your problems and just talk to him. Don't feel like you have to be like structured, right? Like, cause I don't do that. I don't, well, dear Father God, today no, I go and I give the respect. But then you can tell today I'm upset, I'm mad, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. Life's going like this and it's going, and just talk to God. If you treated him like your heavenly father instead of like your heavenly dictator, you'd have a better life, kind of concept. That's how I do it anyway. And a lot of people might not agree with it, but that's just the way I practice, because I feel like you can have that relationship, that deep connection with God. And you can, more importantly, above all else, one thing I really love to do in my prayer is to pray that his will be done and not mine. Because my flesh is weak. I want to do a lot of fucking compulsive shit. Like, I want to crash out. I want to fucking flip out and go. I want his will to be done in my life, because I know I don't have the strength to do anything on my own. And it's only through him that I am great at all. Anything at all is because of him. And I think if you do that and you have that mindset, that'll totally help you too. Not to say that you don't, but I'm just saying, like, from my perspective. I've had Bose, Sennheiser, I think that's how you say that, and Sonos soundbar, and I have a play bass with 2 subs in my living room and a Sonos play bass. You say no more upgrading for me, basically. I totally understand that. S90D or S90 or S95D, or just get the S95D, brother. That's the best one to get. What up, Q? What's your favorite anime? Solo Leveling, by far, hands down. Favorite fight, Biru right now versus Sung Jinwoo. That shit is heat. I cannot. It is amazing. That is one of my favorite things, literally, of all time. It's just the best. Hey, I see my wife's on here. That's great. I'm just seeing this. I'm scrolling up. My wife saying that he's not gay. Yes, she would know. Most definitely not. I love seeing my wife in the comments. See what I mean about a woman that lifts you up? She's here. She's a part of the community. She looks out for me. She shows me that love. And I mean, I can't with the gratitude I feel. I'm like a little schoolboy when I see stuff like that. Oh, my wife. I'm like that. It just, I'm sentimental. It is what it is. Q, have you tried gaming on your Bravia 8 Mark II on PC, and how does it compare? It looks like shit. I did do a comparison against the S95F so you can get an idea of how shit it was, but the Bravia 8 Mark II did not impress me. I'm still trying to make it worth anything, but so far I'm failing. Hopefully I stop failing, because I paid $2,400 for that. I'm not a proud moment, but I did it for you guys. I took one for the team. Would you buy a Sonos soundbar? I would if they were cheaper, but they're too damn expensive. I can't afford that. There's no fucking way. I mean, a lot of it is like over $1,500. I'm not paying that. Not for a soundbar. The speakers are gonna die on me. Every time I spent that kind of money on anything that was a speaker, shit died on me. And there I am with a $1,500 paperweight. No, thank you. I keep it like literally. I don't want to pay more than like fucking. Honestly, not more than like $800 for a soundbar. That's pushing this shit. Maybe 900. Once you talk $1,000, I'm like, I'm not with it. S90D or A95L? S90D hands down all day, every day. The TV I'm looking at for the future purchase for the living room. I really like the TCL. Get the TCL QM6K, better than the QM7. Get the C5 S90 or S90D. I'd get the S90D, honestly. That's what I would do. C5 or S90D? S90D. Is there a better TV than the A95L? Yeah, like a lot of them. I'd just say go with even the S90D would be better. I have been looking at a 50-inch or 55-inch for around $300 for my next purchase to replace the Vizio that I had at purchasing the Hisense TCL. What? I don't understand. You had a Vizio and you're looking. I don't know. I don't understand. It's getting late and I'm getting tired. I'm not gonna lie. I literally pulled a 24-hour day, so I'm surprised I'm actually lasting this long. Honestly, I can't be the only one wondering if we'll ever see the Deadpool mask again and the dance again in our life. Probably not. I don't see that happening again. When AI takes effect, we don't have a pot to pee in. No, I completely understand and agree with you, man. Totally, 100%. What is that Bitcoin? What is that Bitcoin? I don't know. Quantum. I have an S90D 48-inch. Will I see a big difference in game mode with the S90F 55-inch? Yes, you will, most certainly. In terms of brightness, for sure. All right, let's go all the way down to the bottom now. Q, hope you're doing great. I appreciate that, Mark. I am doing good. A wholesale setup for Sonos is like 5K. No way. Yeah, I'm not that guy. I don't have that. Should I wait till RGB? I guess so. I don't know. Have you guys doing TV and relationships on live stream? Oh, I guess that meant like have I thought of doing like relationship and TV live streams with a wife? I would not be opposed to it. It just depends on if she's open to it. I mean, shit. I think if you guys think I'm a riot, I mean, she's basically me with a pussy. Personality wise, anyway, we're the same person. We are. It is weird sometimes because we synchronize, say the exact same thing at the exact same time, literally to the mannerisms and the way we talk. So it's beautiful to have that, and I would be totally open to having her here. Just even if she doesn't know much about TV, being like, yeah, this fucking TV fucking sucks. Even if she's off camera or some shit, I think that'd be pretty dope too. Just to be like, yeah, that fucking bullshit ass shit. And she's funny. I'm telling you, she's funny. She says a lot of funny ass shit, and y'all will be probably laughing like I am. Bro, bring your wife on the chat. I mean, what would she talk about though? I mean, she doesn't really do TVs. That's why I'm like, I mean, what am I gonna say? Hey, babe, what do you think about this TV that you don't really know much about? Like, oh, I think they're all fucking. I'll tell you, they're all chaffa ass bullshit until I get on them. She'll probably tell you the same fucking thing. But yeah, it's pretty dope. Here's a secret. God is no, I'm not gonna repeat that. There's no way you'll fucking get me to ever say no shit like that. I pray God fucking has mercy on you for saying some shit like that. There's no fucking way you'll ever get me to say that, even as that. Yeah, that ain't it, Chief. That ain't it. We ain't talking about God like that. Anyway, as time passes by, I feel like we'll all have AI robots, wives, and husbands. I mean, babies will be made by machines. That'd be fucking creepy. Quantum, do you use cocaine? Oh my god, it's the same guy. I mean, obviously you like me because you're still here asking stupid ass questions. No, I don't do drugs. What the fuck is wrong with you? This motherfucker, are you good? Are you using cocaine? Like, what the fuck you mean? Look at yourself, bro. What the fuck? Anyway, did you order the QM9K or do you plan on reviewing it? No, I don't really plan on doing that. I haven't looked at it either. Quantum, are you going to do a Pokemon ZA review? I don't know. I'm not really feeling that game, honestly, because I feel like it's kind of shitty, if I'm being honest, compared to like something like Pokemon Sword. I don't know. Personal thing there. Are you concerned with AI taking 100 jobs from millions of Americans by 2035? No, not really. I mean, just like machines will exist, people will still be around then too, so I'm not really worried. I don't know. I think I more or less got everyone. Hi everyone. Do you have game settings for? Yeah, I already answered that. All right, cool. I think I've mostly got everything here. Yeah, my wife says let's do it, so she's kind of down. She'll do live streams with us too. So I mean, maybe we can conceptually, maybe after the live stream, get together and we can see like, okay, what we can do to get my wife in here and have kind of conversations with you guys. And if I'm telling you right now, if you guys say some stupid ass shit, she's gonna tell you, and I'm gonna tell you because that's my heart right there. That's my other half. So I'm gonna tell you if you're saying some stupid ass shit that's out of pocket. Because I see some motherfuckers saying some stupid inappropriate shit. I'm telling you, don't do it. Yeah, it's not. You're not gonna get the reaction you're expecting out of it. But I guarantee you, motherfuckers are gonna do it, and I'll shut it down immediately. But yeah, I'm down too. Shit, I think it'd be great. I love working with my wife and having my wife by me anyway. So you're never gonna get me to say no to that. House. What is this? Didn't realize how serious they take these serious shootouts. They don't take the shit serious. They're lazy as fuck. What do you mean? They do everything like an old standard, and you can't really take it seriously. I like your comment about motion and TVs, and I noticed some shadows on some films. Yeah, motion on TV ain't great. Y'all gotta chill. The comments are going constantly. Reality is, bro is not gonna be able to keep up. There are too many of you. Hey, I do my best though. I'm a trooper. I ain't gonna lie. I think you've answered this question before, but I hate to ask a stupid question. However, if I only had the choice between edge lit, direct lit, LED, which one would you choose? I would choose neither. I'd go with a Samsung S90D and spend the extra money because I'd get a significantly better TV and picture. Get the better half on. I mean, there's no real need to do that right now. But I mean, I don't particularly take orders either. So I mean, like the more you tell me to do something, I'm gonna be like, nah. But then also, I'm one of those people like I don't know. You could be saying it like oh, get the better half on, and I would hear like get the better half on, hurry up. Like I'm one of those people that always hear negative because I've always experienced negative. So you got to kind of remember that when you talk to me. Like I'm used to assholes too. So just kind of I do need a little bit more like easing in certain things. I don't think you're doing that, but I'm telling you how I think. I'm again very real person. I'm talking to you like I talk to my friend, like I talk to anybody, because that's just what we all need in the world. But no, I think it'd be dope though. I think to have my wife here fucking shooting this shit with me, I think it'd be dope. I think that shit would be fucking funny as fuck. We'd probably be talking about all kind of crazy shit. It probably wouldn't be nothing about TVs most of the fucking time. I mean, she'd probably be talking about all the punk bitches out there and how everybody's fucking weak and fucking sensitive, and she'd be pointing to this one and that one doing that in the comments. It'd be a party though, I ain't gonna lie. And I'm telling you, she'd be telling y'all some shit. It's gonna be funny. It'd be funny, I ain't gonna lie. But she already said she's down to do it, so fuck it. We'll make it happen. We'll figure it out. Maybe next live stream you might hear from the missus, right? You might see what it's all about. Quantum, is it real that the can in your what the fuck are you talking? Oh my god, this nigga the whole fucking live stream, bro. What are you talking about? Like, are you legitimately okay? Like, I gotta ask, bro. It's been some out of pocket shit with this guy called Exposing Fakes all fucking live stream. It's funny, but it's fucking weird. Like, it's out of pocket. It's like, bro, what are you talking about? No, I don't know. Motherfuckers got issues. I don't know. But regardless, speaking of the missus, let me go spend some time with my wife. I want to have a nice romantic evening. Do something good. Have a nice dinner, something. I don't know. Have a good time, here at the house, because, I'm broke as fuck. But still, I'm going to have a good time. There's a way to be romantic without spending money, folks. But I'm not cheap either, and that's why I'm broke, because, I always spoil my wife. But she already knows that. Regardless, though, I want you guys to take a moment to just remember everybody in this community has a voice here. So even if I didn't get to you this time around, don't sweat it. Don't blow up on me. I see some guys in the comments doing that. They're like, you didn't answer my calm down, player. Calm down. I got you next time. I got you. And we'll get it all settled. I mean, we'll definitely get it all settled as much as we can. That being said, yeah, he says he's trolling you. I know he is trolling me, but it's weird. Isn't it weird? Like, I don't like, okay, the concept of internet trolls is kind of like lost on me, I guess. It's like, it's a weird thing. It's like, how are you so bored with hardships of life, financial struggles in this economy, that the best thing you've got going for you is to get online and to troll somebody? Like, do you not have like no, I can't say that on the internet, huh? Do you not have a female companion? Like, you know what I mean? I mean, it's fucking, yeah, like my wife is saying, he's a damn weirdo. It's fucking weird. Like, how are you that bored with your fucking life? I don't know how you want to troll motherfuckers online. Like, I would be playing video games, watching some anime. I mean, I'm going to say this, even though you probably shouldn't say it online, getting some fucking, some bomb ass pussy. Just to say that shit. I don't give a fuck. I would. You know, that's what I would be doing. I wouldn't be fucking over here like talking to some motherfuckers. I don't know. I don't know. All I can say to you, exposing fakes, you're clearly watching for a reason. There's something about my face that is magnanimous enough to keep you interacting with me, even though you seem like you don't like me, but the haters are sometimes the biggest people that like you because they follow all your shit. You know, I don't fucking know. But it is sad, but I don't have time for that. I'm gonna go spend some time with my wife because I miss my love, mi amor. I want my wife, right? So see you next week, Q. Enjoy your evening with your family. Definitely plan on doing that. Thanks for the what? Thanks and looking forward to the next live. Okay. This text is so damn tiny. I wish I could put it in an old man text. It's all big because fuck, I can't see half of the time. But that being said, I do want to thank you guys for watching. I am going to conclude this. Hey, we went a lot longer than we usually do. Hour 30 minutes. I think that's more than enough time to answer questions. And now I'm going to go be with my wife and have a nice romantic evening. So until the next time, I'm going to end this and I'll see you guys later. If I can ever get it to turn on. There we go.